Hi, you're here because you want to know how to interview a buyer. Now, the word interview may give the impression that this is a super formal activity, but it isn't, so put that out of your mind. And think of powwow, parlay, dialogue, sweet talk. Any of those things work, but you want to keep it very casual. The whole point in interviewing a buyer is to make sure that they are ready, willing, and able to purchase a home. You want to make sure that they understand your process, and you need to know if your process will work well with their goals. Remember that real estate is a commission-based business, so you don't get paid until the deal closes. Make sure that that process is going to be short and sweet, as possible anyway. Buyers tend to be a disloyal bunch, so you need to have some level of loyalty to yourself and make every effort possible to make sure that this buyer is ready to close. If you'd like to hear more, subscribe and keep watching. Interviewing a buyer is not a formal event. So to keep it very casual and to help you to remember, let's go by these 5 questions, right? So we'll go with who, what, where, how, and why. Well, we can talk about prospecting another time, but right now we're talking about that person that you're thinking about chauffeuring around, like a really skilled Uber driver. A buyer is someone who's ready, willing, and able to sign a contract to purchase a home that meets their wants and their needs. Later, I'll make a video on what are a buyer's needs. You can message me, find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and let me know if you want to see something like that. I'll be sure to put it in the playlist. I would suggest having a checklist with your process clearly written out so the buyer can reference it when they're in your presence or when they're back at home speaking to the important people in their life. It'll be very helpful to you in the future just so they understand why you're asking the questions you're asking and why you need the documents that you need. Where? Keep it casual. The interview can take place anywhere. You can talk to them while you're showing them listings in your car. You can talk to them about it in their home, in your office, or even in your brokerage office. The idea is to keep the questions very casual so they can really be asked in any environment. How? You want to have mental notes from the first conversation that you had. I made a video before about qualifying a buyer or a seller. You'll want to reference that video if you like, or you can have those notes for yourself so that you can elaborate on the questions that they've already answered. I would highly suggest having a blank copy of your exclusive buyer's agreement and your purchase contract on hand. This way, if your buyer wants to make an offer, you'll be ready to make that offer as soon as possible. Explain how an offer is made. Bring up possible challenges and assure your buyer that you have solutions in place or you have access to the solutions that they're going to need. You are their reference point, you're their resource, so help them to understand why you are so important to their transaction and why you're worth every bit of that commission. Revisit their time frame, their motivations, and open up the conversation to ask them if you bring a home with their wants and needs, are they ready to sign the contract? And if not, what would keep them from signing that purchase agreement? The best salespeople are outstanding listeners, so practice the art of shutting up so that you can hear if you're spending good quality time working toward a commission or if you're wasting your time helping a buyer who has no intentions on signing the contract. Also, your buyer deserves to have an opportunity to ask you some questions. Let them interview you because they have many options in the marketplace. They need to know about your experience, your previous sales, and your specialty in that particular farm area. I would suggest having a series of things already written out so that you can share that with your buyer. They're going to want to know about your previous experience, and it would be a good idea for you to have a resume printed or, in some type of digital form so you can share it with them upon request. Or, hey, even before they request it, ask and answer, you know what I mean? Move past it as soon as possible. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I hope you signed up to be a YouTube insider. You'll be able to get the downloadables to go along with all of the real estate videos. Go out there and make some money.